about Carrie, our other fearless leader? Carrie, you want to do the intro to this one?
I would love to. Yes. I was at a press conference a couple days ago where I had to fill in for somebody who was absent, so I'm happy to do that again. What the heck? It's Las Vegas, we impersonate. Believe me, I'm not going to be the showgirl.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Give us one high kick. Just a little leg.
We got business.
No, sorry. Inappropriate, I know.
What's happening with transportation is there's so many exciting things going on with cars, with autonomous, with batteries, with all of that. But there's also the point that your car is just where you are so much of the time, and if you could get a little bit of assistance in that area, that's going to be really helpful. So we looked at a number of products that augment the car and the car experience, and the judges went through them, and the one that really stood out was the Owl. It just has features and intelligence beyond the others. And so they're going to do the first demo here at Last Gadget.
This is the Owl Car Cam, the only security camera that protects your car, driving, and parked. Owl has inside and outside cameras that you can access from anywhere. So when this happens, Owl sends HD video right to your phone.
Owl Car Cam is security that goes where you go. We've built the first camera that's smart enough, with enough memory, that can be mobile.
We really invented car security, and we did that by solving the problem of limited bandwidth over LTE. We've taught Owl to understand when something serious is happening from when something isn't happening, but they also know where they are, they also know what time it is, they also know what direction they're pointing, and they also know what they're seeing. And so when you combine that in a network together, that becomes a really powerful and great thing.
Crashes are terrible.
Okay, presto!
You could be injured, or even worse, you're worried about someone you love who is in that same situation. Owl 911 Assist means that when we sense a crash that can be big enough that there could be an injury, a phone call is made to the car camera, we call 911, we make sure the emergency services get to you.
All right, come on up, you guys. Incredible technology. Nice to meet you. I, of course, have a few questions for you. All right, so Andy and Nathan, Andy Hodge, Nathan Ackerman.
Yeah.
We have a lot of in-car cameras. Why and how is this different from what's already out there today?
Yeah, I guess we had some slides to go through, but yeah, why and how it's different.
You know what? Did I go out of order?
Yeah.
Okay, slides for, sorry, I'll be back. Hold on. Just think it, now you get to think about that question. Darn it.
That's it. Okay, yeah, can everybody hear me? By the way, those were pretty big booms. I was standing over there and it was sort of shaking me and everything. So sorry that was sort of so jarring, but hey, I'm Andy Hodge. I'm CEO and co-founder.
I'm Nathan.
And we've had an amazing first year. You've mentioned a number of the other companies have been here. In our first year, we started selling product in March. We've sold more product and have more users in our first year than Nest, Ring, or Dropcam did in their first year, right? And partly this is because we live in an amazing time. We have sensors, processors, memory, 4G, 5G, things that we never had before. And about 2 years ago, Nathan and a bunch of guys I'd worked with before said to ourselves, if we were going to build a really, really smart camera, right, where would we put it? Where could it do the most good? And of course, the answer was in the car. I think for almost everybody here, you've been, or someone you know has been hit by a crash, a stop, a break-in. These things happen every day. In fact, 110 people in the US will die today in cars. Every minute, there are 50 crashes and break-ins. And generally speaking, there are no tools to push back against this, right?
Yeah, all these things happened to me right before we started the company. True. My car was backed into by a truck. When the police arrived at the scene, they told me it was my fault. I had nothing to fight back with. My car was broken into. It totally sucks, glass everywhere. I felt totally victimized. I didn't know what to do. The things I needed I could not get out of a dash camera. What I needed was instant video when that police officer was there to show them at that time. And I needed something in my car to warn thieves to stay away. But if they did show up, I wanted some evidence to maybe do something about it.
Yeah.
And you know, this is raw. There's a reason why this didn't exist. This is hard. You can't just strap a guy to the front of your car and videotape you. You can't just stream constantly the camera to the cloud over LTE. That would cost like $5,000 a month. And you can't not have LTE because that's what you need if your car gets broken into.
But luckily, we'd built some hard things before. Myself and the team, first generation iPod, a number of the people that are on the team with me. First iPhone, 12-year anniversary this week. There were people that said this couldn't be built either. Drop cam, people said you couldn't build, security systems that you could put in the home in 30 seconds. We built that. And then Nathan and I met each other at Microsoft when I was running the HoloLens project up at Microsoft. These are all examples of products where there was something big to do, there was a hard problem to solve, but if you got the right people, the right team together, and if you went to work, you could really build it.
Yeah, so we took everything we knew about cameras, image processing, machine vision, edge networks, and interface design, and we built the OWL network, which gets instant video to you right when you need it. It's a smart car camera with enough AI that's smart enough to know when events happen and gets the video to you. It's a cloud that can route the events to you so that you can take action, and it's an app that's super easy to use. So we went to work. We went to work in Andy's garage, which is a little cold in October, and we built a prototype of the system in 9 days and actually drove around with it. That wasn't the only prototype. We built a lot of other prototypes. As I'm sure some of you know, it takes a lot of hard work to really get this right, and I think we did.
And all that work has really paid off. This is a map of the United States. Every dot here represents a single AWL camera from actually over a month ago. There's a lot more on the road now. And it isn't just all across the United States, it's also in all the major cities. This is San Francisco, Manhattan, Houston, and Los Angeles. Every one of these dots isn't just a camera that's connected, but it's also a person that has a tool they didn't used to have where they can use data and video to push back. Right?
Yeah, and so just kind of a last point, hear the music. We know, but look, everyday people are really using this. They're sending video, they're using the OWL network, and they're proving themselves innocent in unfair blame. They're catching thieves, and they're even preventing carjackings just like this one.
So thank you.
Okay, now. All right, so why this? Why now? You answered that already pretty well. How does this stand out and really top the other dash cams that we've seen kind of proliferate this area over the last few years?
I mean, I think, look, it's a lot of my life goes back to iPod and iPhone, where you can say, like, how was iPod different in that first year?
Look, can I just tell you, what was the #1 top gadget of the year 2000? The year, this is not, you don't win anything yet, but it's practice. The year the Last Gadget Standing started, the year 2000, #1 gadget. It was the iPod. It was the iPod. So, you might have a clue of what you're talking about.
So the thing with this is, I think it's easy to look at a lot of different stuff, but we started with where the problem is. And we said, what do you want? You want that video right on your phone. You stumble out of your car after an accident, you're trying to make sure you're okay. What do you want? You want a system that says, are you okay? And you want the video on your phone to show to the other person, who, by the way, is always sure it wasn't their fault.
Right.
The other guy is always sure. You want that video there, automatically, instantly. You don't want to have to think. You don't want to have to get an SD card out or a micro SD card reader. And then the same thing is really true in a break-in. What does a dash camera do in a break-in? It gets stolen, right? That's not a good car protection system. But when someone breaks into a car with an OWL, and this happens every week, they get in, it goes off, it sends the video straight to your phone. Even if they steal the camera, you've still got the video to identify them and, do the right thing, get them arrested.
What happens, here, 2 quick questions. If you are texting and driving, can the OWL cam do anything about that?
Well, there's a lot of things we could do in the future. Today, no.
Okay.
And I think, yes, don't text and drive.
Yeah, right? Huge problem.
And we get lots and lots of our drivers. It's so easy to get the video off of it that a lot of times our drivers are posting that video on social media and saying, don't drive like that idiot, right? And that is a lot of texting, and yeah, if you're in this business, that's everywhere.
And then what are the ramifications with insurance companies? Can they get a hold of this when we may or may not want them to? Can we use this to our favor, and could it be used against us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always your video. It's securely locked just so that you can see it. And what we've seen is that insurance companies, it's huge. The thing that we hear over and over again is, it's done. You know, the video's on your phone, you may have just had an accident, but literally before you get back to work or get back to what you were doing, you can send that information to the insurance company if you want, and you can literally just be done.
Okay.
But I guess to add to that quickly, what we loved about this problem, even ignoring the human injury and death around the car, it's $110 billion of damage in the car in the US alone every year. And what's beautiful is what we all want is the same thing. Whether you have business vehicles, fleet vehicles, you're a consumer, you've got kids you're worried about driving, or you're an insurer, you want the same thing. You want to know what happened, you want to process that claim quickly, you want the right person to learn how to drive better next time, and that's what we love about what we're doing. But we start with the driver's in charge, the video is always yours. You look at our privacy policy and the way things are built, we believe 100% in very strong user protection.
Remind us of the cost.
We sell the product for $349, which is the camera with the first years. We provide the LTE service that sends a video to your phone, so that's $100 a year, so $349 you get the camera and the first year.
Okay, let's hear it for OwlCam. All right, thank you so much.